with Living Life. And today I have with me for episode number 10 of Crypto Convo, I have Justin Rekla. I'm so excited today to talk about a topic that I have no knowledge about at all. And that is mining. And why am I excited about that? Because I want to learn about it anyway. And what better way for me to learn about it than from Justin? Because Justin is a cryptocurrency due diligence expert. Not only that, he is a due diligence expert. His company name is, I have a bunch of different names. So I'm not sure which one to give.
Well, our primary company is the Rekla Group. We're a corporate counterintelligence firm, but we also operate the Clear Business Directory as well as cryptocurrency due diligence.
Okay, see, he told you there were a couple of them, so I wasn't sure which one to say. So, Justin has many years, over 13 years of experience, working with people on uncovering scams, frauds, and things like that. And so I'm really excited to bring him to you guys because he comes from a totally different perspective. Like when we come and talk about cryptocurrency, we're talking about the due diligence part, like how can you be safe? We're not talking about like sell, which is what a lot of people are doing. So we just want to educate you. Well, Justin's going to educate you on different aspects of cryptocurrency so that when you do go out there, at least you know how to do your own due diligence and make sure that the people that you're getting into bed with are good ones. You want to make sure of that. So today we're going to be talking about cryptocurrency mining. And so Justin, you want to, before we get in with that, a couple of things. First of all, if you know anybody who's interested in the cryptocurrency world or somebody that you think maybe might be interested, go ahead and share this video out with them because we want to make sure that we educate as much as possible. Next is that I do belong to a mastermind group called Stigula Success Mastery, and they are sponsoring our show. So thank you so much, Stigula. Really appreciate it. But if you'd like to learn more about that, go to attendssm.com and go ahead and sign up to go attend a meeting with me. We have our meetings every other Tuesday. Our next one is next Tuesday. So I'd love to have you there. So again, we're talking about cryptocurrency mining. So Justin, first of all, why don't you tell us, where should we start? What's the first thing to start with? I don't even know what questions to ask you.
Well, the big thing is just understanding what mining is. Out of everything that we see, mining opportunities are some of the biggest frauds and scams out there. A lot of the ones that we see, that we come across, are actually Ponzi schemes that just prey on people's naivety of what cryptocurrency is and how it works. And so first and foremost, I just want to put this out there. If you are considering getting involved in cryptocurrency mining, we do have a couple of pre-vetted opportunities that I'm happy to walk you through. Send me a personal message on Facebook. I'll send you I'll send you a link to schedule time to talk with me and go over it. So that's first and foremost.
Cool.
Recognizing that there's a lot of opportunity out there in the mining field, but a lot of them are Ponzi. So if you come across anything that says, hey, if you put 1 Bitcoin in and 3 weeks later you're going to get 2 Bitcoin out, good chance that's a Ponzi scheme.
Run away.
Run away. Just because of how mining works, especially if they are mining Bitcoin. So what is mining?
Wait. Before we go any further, neither of us we're not financial advisors.
Exactly.
So I want to make sure that anything that is mentioned here, you do want to go out and do your own due diligence. This is just educational purposes so that you know how to do your own due diligence. That's accurate, right?
Absolutely.
That's it. Cool.
Absolutely. Okay. So, where did I ask me? Okay. So here we go. So what is mining? Mining is essentially, how the blockchain for Bitcoin or any other coin that's out there is maintained. It's what holds the blockchain ledger in accountability. And essentially mining is a network of computer nodes across the entire globe that are constantly maintaining the ledger entries that are coming and going into that ledger entry. Okay. The way mining works is that by mining it and setting up equipment to maintain the ledger in and of itself, those who choose to mine it are rewarded with small amounts of Bitcoin.
So to mine, you don't have to have the computer yourself.
Well, there's a couple of different ways of doing it, and this is where it really gets complex. Okay,
it's already complex to start. This is where it gets more complex.
But this is where it gets even more complex.
Okay,
because you can buy a mining machine online for $4,000. Okay, you might be able to get on sale for $2,800. But then that machine is loud. It's very loud, generates a lot of heat, and consumes a lot of electricity. Okay, so when you're looking at it from the business perspective, you have to take into consideration how much coin is that single machine going to mine, and how long is it going to take you to recoup your initial investment, to include the money that you're having to spend on the monthly electricity costs. And so depending on the type of the machine, your electricity costs can be anywhere between $40 to $120 a month. And it also depends on how much you're paying for electricity. So unless you negotiated prices for special electricity rates, there's a good chance that your electricity is going to be very, very expensive, which means that in order to make any type of money from mining on your own, you have to have a large quantity invested. So most people that are mining nowadays are doing such in a mining pool, meaning that.
I want to address.
Please go ahead.
That electricity aspect, because lately I've been hearing, because here we are, trying to save the planet and all this stuff, but then now I'm hearing that with the mining and stuff, that's a problem because it eats up so much electricity. So do you want to address that really quick before we
absolutely. So there is a huge electricity consumption especially for these larger facilities that are getting set up. A lot of them are going to green energy. There's a lot of mining operations that are being set up on green electricity, whether it being the energy is coming from a dam or from solar farms. There's a variety of different places. The larger ones are starting to find their own renewable types of energy to reduce the amount of consumption that is occurring. But it is very, very energy heavy. Okay, and that's why mining on your own outside of a mining pool, if you want to do it, by all means, just know it's going to consume a lot of electricity, and your profitability is probably going to take you anywhere between 12 and 18 months before you even start making any money back from that one machine. And then you got to take into consideration by that time, you're probably going to end up having to upgrade the hardware that's associated with that machine to stay up with the amount of coin that you're able to mine.
Okay, so why? Because my disconnect is for understanding the mining thing of having like your own mining system is, why does it eat up so much more electricity than just like my regular computer that I run 24 hours a day? What's the difference?
It's typically because in order to mine, you typically have to be mining a lot of processing power. And it's the processing power that consumes so much electricity. Because you're running a fan, you got a power supply, and the power supply has got to control all of the cards that are processing the transactions on the blockchain, right?
The cards,
the cards, the processing.
Oh, cards!
Okay?
I immediately thought of ice cream. You said carbs. I thought ice cream.
No, so the processing.
Okay.
The processing power, the cards that are being used to actually mine and do all the computation and mathematical sequencing and algorithms and all that kind of stuff that go into keeping track of the ledger. Those take a lot of energy to go. So you can do mining on your computer. It's called GPU processing. It's going to slow down your system drastically. There are a lot of people that do GPU mining from a PC, but it's typically a dedicated PC for mining purposes and are typically not doing anything else on that machine.
Okay. Do you know of any companies out there that are trying to make it so they're using less power or less juice? Like eventually, I'm imagining in 10 years that it's going to be, you're going to be able to mine on your phone, I imagine.
Well, it's interesting because that's the interesting thing about it is that as more and more people mine, as more and more people transact with Bitcoin, the more difficult it becomes to keep track of the ledger. So, that's interesting. The beautiful thing is one of the projects that I'm involved with, Lucis Dollar, is going to be investing in developing our own green energy that is that is going to be renewable, and it's going to be the technology behind it is absolutely amazing. We're not quite there yet. That's about 2 or 3 steps down the line in the project, but there are companies out there like Lucis Dollars that are developing and planning on putting new types of renewable energy in place solely for mining, because that's one of the first things that Lucis Dollars is doing, is establishing our own mining facilities. And one of the first things that we're going to be doing is purchasing our own equipment to have our own mining facility, to where we're mining our own coin, not only our own coin, but Bitcoin and Ethereum and so forth. And we, that's one of the things as a business we have to take into consideration is the energy consumption cost and the whole output of on the globe and so forth. And so we're very conscious about that and make sure we're wanting to bring in some green technology. Outside of that, there's all sorts of different companies out there that are in the space of developing new energies specifically for mining Bitcoin. I can't think of any right off the head, but top of my head, but I have come across 2 or 3 that are out there that are actually doing that.
Okay. Do you want to share any of them with us?
Like I said, I don't remember the names off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'd have to get into my archives. But there are companies out there that are focusing on finding green resources and renewable energy solely for mining Bitcoin.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. So, excuse me. So what is the difference of, I'm still having a lot of disconnects here. So maybe you can help me. Like, what's the difference of me as an investor, say, for example, what would be the difference of me becoming a miner or just investing in Bitcoin or Lucis Dollar or, like one of the many Ethereum or whatever out there? What's the difference for me as an investor?
Absolutely. So if you're buying Bitcoin, you are actually purchasing coin that is in circulation, okay, and it's already been mined, okay.
Okay.
And so there's coin there right now. Matter of fact, we just passed the 17 million coin mark. There's 17 million coin that have been released. There's roughly 14 million in circulation. And when you buy Bitcoin, it's an open market. It's a supply and demand thing. So when somebody's selling Bitcoin, somebody's buying Bitcoin. Okay. And that coin that's existing and it's in circulation already exists. It's already been mined. It's already been created. Okay.
Okay.
When you are mining Bitcoin, you are not having to purchase it from anybody. You are actually helping create new Bitcoin, because for every block of Bitcoin that is mined, okay, on the blockchain, 12.5 new Bitcoin is released as a reward to the mining operation that uncovers the algorithm for that specific block. Okay, and that's right now. That's only going to last for, that rate of release is only going to last for another, I believe, 2 years. And then in 2020, the amount of new coin that is generated from every new block gets reduced down to 6.25 Bitcoin per block.
So the number of Bitcoin remains the same because they can't make any more, but they can split it.
Every I think it's every 4 years, every 5 years, the amount of Bitcoin that is rewarded to the miners per block is reduced by half. So 4 years from now, 2 years from now, it'll be in 2020, it'll go down to 6.5 Bitcoin, and then 4 years from there, it'll go down to 3.1 Bitcoin and so forth. And it's going to take 122 years for the remaining 4 million Bitcoin to be fully mined.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to have to watch this video a couple of times to get this.
Well, the beautiful thing is in our due diligence club, we've put together all sorts of resources for people to follow this, understand it. We've compiled the best of the information that exists on the internet for you to go study, learn, and dive into understanding Bitcoin. So that's something that people can come find us and join us. And I know you'll probably share a link right there. It's right there.
livinglive.tv/DDC for Due Diligence Club. Yeah.
Exactly. And they can come join. You can come join us in the Due Diligence Club. Learn all about Bitcoin from trusted resources. If you want to get involved in mining again, come find me in the cryptocurrency due diligence group. Join the Due Diligence Club. and we're happy to get you started in a safe and trustworthy way.
Now, in the due diligence club, are you vetting people to make sure that whoever comes in there is on the up and up, no scammers, or is it possible to do that?
We monitor. I mean, so our members are our members, right?
Yeah.
We do a training call every month, but any opportunities that we share with anybody in the club are vetted. So we only share vetted resources, which is why within the due diligence group itself, we don't allow anybody to post links or affiliate links or so forth. And if they do, they get banned. Matter of fact, we just had somebody try to post it. They're trying to be sneaky. They posted the thing that says, "Hey, can you tell me if this site is legit?" And then they put their
affiliate link.
Well, no, it was actually a URL, but I looked into it and it was just a masked affiliate link.
Oh.
And they were trying to get people to go to it. I kicked them out because it was just, you look at the site, it was a straight scammy site, and they're gone, And so that's the one thing I'm very, very, very aware of is that we make sure we protect our members, make sure they're not getting involved in frauds or scams, and to make sure that they understand the risks associated with getting involved with cryptocurrency, because due diligence is not about risk elimination, it is about risk mitigation. And helping people make educated decisions.
Which is so important because there's so much out there. And, a lot of times I think that when people are like when we're ignorant to something because we haven't learned it yet, that we tend to listen to the first person we hear. And then if you hear that person enough and they're yelling loud enough, that's all we'll hear until later we hear somebody else. And then maybe that person wasn't on the up and up. Then the next person you hear, like let's say it's you, for example, they might not believe you because that other person yelled so loud. And if you're in contradiction to what that person said, if the person heard that person first, they might not listen. So it's really important to realize that there are a lot of people out there, unfortunately, just like anything when it comes to money. Money is a crazy, crazy energy. Yeah. And so there's a lot of people out there that are trying to scam people or are trying to get a lot out of people, not the right way. And so, having the due diligence club, that's why it's really, a really great group to be involved in, because really they're looking out for their best interests and your best interests. It's like everything that you vet, Justin. I mean, you're either buying it yourself or you'd recommend it to your grandmother. That's all that's the judgment I make. Would you recommend this to your grandmother? And if you say yes, then I know that it's got to be good because, well, yeah, you got to be nice to Granny.
Exactly.
Yeah. So what else about mining can you share with us that makes sense?
Well, the biggest thing is that what I really, really enjoy about mining is that to me, it's truly the only way to, when done right, to really create a constant stream of new Bitcoin, a new cryptocurrency, whatever it is that you're mining. So you're literally like because you're printing your own money. And so, I mean, if you're not mining in some way, shape, or form, I'm involved in at least 2 different mining operations. One's a cloud mining. One is another mining facility that's actually got hardware, and it's not just cloud mining. But both, I've been involved with both for some time, and it's really nice because they just generate new coin, and it's really, really fun to just know that I've got my money working for me, and it's literally printing out new Bitcoin every day. Mm-hmm. It's just generating new coin, and it's literally mining is literally a set it and forget it type of investment. You have to be a little tech savvy, at least to understand all the potential risks that go into it. But once you understand it, it's super easy to navigate, and it is one of the best mechanisms of generating new cryptocurrency while you're building digital wealth well in the future. And so knowing that whatever you're mining today can be worth, maybe worth, let's say you're mining $120, $220, whatever it might be of Bitcoin today, mm-hmm. right? Or, doing that each month. And, well into the future, that is going to be worth 10-fold, 20-fold, 30-fold. And you really, once you got your initial ROI back from getting involved with whatever mining opportunity, that it just does it just literally does its own thing, and you're just creating more and more wealth. And it's absolutely brilliant in how mining is helping redistribute some of the new wealth that we're seeing being created from Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You can't do that with fiat currency. You can try, but you're going to go to jail.
Yeah.
You can try to print your own money, but you're gonna go to jail. But mining allows you to create new coin. And keeping the ledger system in place and track, and it's done through it's a reward system. You're actually having there's work that's being done. You yourself aren't physically working, but the machines that you've purchased are.
It's just such an interesting concept, and so the mining. So we've got Ethereum, we've got Bitcoin. We have all these different ones. Each individual coin has a mining operation. Is that correct?
That's a great question, because the answer to that is actually no. Okay. So for instance, Ripple, you can't mine Ripple. Ripple is 100% pre-mined. Every coin that ever exists, 100 billion units, is already been created.
Okay.
Right? There are other coins out there, utility tokens and whatnot, that are 100% pre-mined. You can't mine them. They're already 100% in existence. And in my opinion is those types of coins are no different than fiat currency, because essentially the creators, the people behind them, can just make more at any given time. What mining does is that keeps the system in check. So for instance, there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin available. Okay. It is in the code. It is in the blockchain. It can't be changed, because it just exists on the internet right now. Right. And the ledger and all the miners that are keeping track of the ledger are making sure that somebody can't come along and go, we're going to insert 10 million new Bitcoin into the system. Can't happen. It's impossible, because the network is designed to prevent that from happening. Okay. And so under the law of supply and demand, the less you have of something, the more valuable it becomes. Well, if I've got 100 billion token or 100 billion coin that's 100% pre-mined, and I see that it's all been bought up and I can just print more, kind of like what they do with the US dollar, right? They just keep printing more and more and more.
Yeah.
What happens to it? Well, the value. Exactly. When the value goes down, right? Well, with Bitcoin, if it can be mined and then there's a limited supply and the amount of time that it takes to get released, the price of Bitcoin goes up. And so most coins that fall into the category of a true cryptocurrency have to be mined because it's a limited supply. There's a timing to how much money is actually being released, or how many coins are being released. And it's systematic. And so what it does is it allows end users like yourself and I to mine these different coins as a reward for mining it and keeping track of the ledger system. We're rewarded in new coin. And so it's fun. It's exciting. It's a simple and easy way to make passive income in the cryptocurrency space. Mm-hmm. So, again, if you're wanting to know more, drop me a note, come join the due diligence club, send me a personal message, and I'm happy to walk you through the entire process.
Yeah, it's really just the whole cryptocurrency thing is confusing enough as it is. Then you add the mining on top of it, and really just finding people who can guide you and direct you. Because if it's a great way to have some residual income, why not? Why not do it? Because it is here. It's here, and you can deny it all you want, but it is here. And I know, like Justin strongly believes in it, that it's going to continue and it's not going away anytime soon. So, and a lot of the experts feel the same way. So why run from it? Why not just find out what it's really all about, and then, dive into it, find out. Don't invest your whole house on it. Don't do that. We're not asking you to do that. We're not asking you to invest anything. We're asking you to just look at it and see, like, learn about it. What is it? Be knowledgeable about it. Because when it starts to really break loose.
Well, that's the thing. You're going to either learn about it now or you're going to learn about it 15 years from now. And those who adapt and adopt now are going to be part of the new 1%, and the new 1% of the wealthy. Our children, I talked to my Neva. Neva busted out in a conversation last night at dinner time, and she was talking about supply and demand and how money works, and this is why cryptocurrency is so great. And I was like, proud.
Neva is 8, by the way.
Yeah, she's 8. So proud daddy moment, because I was like, she gets it, she understands it, and she was able to articulate it in her using her own language, and that is absolutely powerful. And again, get ahead of the power curve now, and even if you're just doing a little bit, doing something, it's part of the. I teach diversification. By all means, you need to be, if you're building wealth, you need to be doing real estate and all other sorts of things that that whatever you're attracted to. But I highly recommend that if you're not involved in cryptocurrency at some level, it's a good time to get started right now, because where we're going to be a year from now is going to be mind blowing.
I can't wait.
It's a lot of fun.
It really is, and it's an exciting time to find out what it's doing, and like that. And now I'm looking at it right now. It's close to about 9,100 Bitcoin, about 9,100, and I think it got up to, what was the top? It got up to 20 something thousand.
Just tiptoed up to 20 grand. Yep.
Okay. And then do you still, now at the beginning of the year, I asked you, what was your projection for the end of this year?
I predicted about 80,000, and
right.
I'm still going to hold. I'm a little optimistic. I'm going to hold a little true to that. Some of the stuff that we're seeing right now in the European communities, I mean, they're talking about bringing on. They're doing a big push right now over in Europe to bring in to introduce Bitcoin, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a whole to roughly 80,000 new vendors across Europe. Wow. That in itself is huge. You've got banks that are coming in line and recognizing that there's value and there's reasons why they need to be involved. And while I'm not a big fan of banks, it does help the cause of getting cryptocurrency out there as a means of circulation. And in the war of fiat versus cryptocurrency, it only helps the cause of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and I want to talk just really quick before we head out is, investing in anything. And here's the thing is, a lot of times people invest based on their emotion. So it's really important to not get wrapped up and, wrapped up in all the emotion of it and think like, I got to buy now. Don't have FOMO when it comes to making investments. You want to make sure that you do check them out, really closely. And with the cryptocurrency, we've got the due diligence club that Justin, leads up. That's his club. And if you're interested in learning more about that, go again to livinglive.tv/DDC, because we want to make sure that you're making educated financial investments instead of buying on a FOMO. I have FOMO with a lot of things, but I'm learning how to control it. So it's much more powerful to be in control of your FOMO.
Absolutely. And that's really the thing is that, don't buy emotional, make smart, educated decisions, which is why the cryptocurrency due diligence group exists. Make sure that you know what you're getting involved with. I do offer one-on-one sessions. If my schedule's full, I've got other coaches that I can refer you out to that have been vetted, that are fully trusted. Again, just make sure you're doing your due diligence before you're getting involved. Right now is a great time to get started in the cryptocurrency world.
Yep. So get out there, put yourself out there and just at least learn about it, learn about it, join the due diligence club and learn more about it, because there's really a lot of great information in there, great people. And with that said, we're going to end for today. And Justin, do you want to maybe, I don't know, I put you on the spot here, but what do you want to talk about next week?
Oh, what do we want to talk about next week? Let's, next week, why don't we talk about some of the new schemes that we've come across?
Ooh, awesome.
That, just when I thought I've seen it all.
Okay.
We've got new scams that are popping up that are getting very, very creative, and because they're leaning on cryptocurrency and the technology of cryptocurrency to create some very intriguing schemes that are they're like reverse Ponzi schemes with a twist added into a smart contract. We can go over some of the details of some of the stuff that we're seeing next week, but cool. It's definitely a still the wild, wild west out there. So come join us in the due diligence group.
Awesome. And then we will see you guys next Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. And that is Tuesday, the 8th. Tuesday, the 8th of May. We'll see you then. Thanks so much, Justin. Really appreciate it. And I'm going to have to watch this a couple times to get that mining thing and get into the group. I'm into the group, so I'll go in there too.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.